America's track stars ignite controversy. Trophy Noah Lyles and Kenny Bednarek's shocking podium moments. Noah Lyles and Kenny Bednarek's path to the 200-meter final at the 2025 Tokyo World Championships was quite the story, filled with rivalry and determination. Lyles, the 200-meter world champion, stepped into the event with some pretty unique pressure after his performance in the 100-meter final, where he finished third with a time of 9.89 seconds. He faced a lot of intense scrutiny from critics who were questioning his dominance. In a similar way, teammate Kenny Bednarek handled the pressure. He was also in the 100-meter final, and you won't believe what happened. Things didn't really work out for him. The American sprinter ended up in fourth place, clocking in at 9.92 seconds. Sure, the 100m isn't really Bednarek's thing, but honestly, this performance was something that caught a lot of people off guard. But as they approached the 200m mark, their times were really impressive. Lyles and Bednarek both had impressive runs in their heats, finishing with times of 19.99 and 19.98, respectively. In the first semi, Bednarek quickly grabbed that final spot with a time of 19.88 seconds. But Lyles was a whole different story. He took off right from the beginning and totally owned the competition, clocking in a world-leading time of 19.51 seconds. So, since the benchmark was already set, it was finally time for the finals. And guess what? The Americans didn't disappoint. Noah Lyles pulled off an incredible win in the men's 200-meter final at the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, really solidifying his place as one of the all-time greats in sprinting. The American sprinter sprinted to a winning time of 19.52 seconds, just ahead of his fellow countryman Kenny Bednarek at 19.58 seconds, and Jamaica's Brian Lovell, who finished at 19.64 seconds in a really close race. Lyles just snagged his fourth straight world title in the 200m, tying Usain Bolt's record from 2009 to 2015. Pretty impressive, right? Travis Miller shared on X. Noah Lee and Kenny Bednarek both run 19.5 STTO, win gold and silver in the 200-meter. This really highlighted the skills of the two American athletes. From lane 6, he took off from the curve with his usual speed, catching up to his competitors and keeping his lead all the way to the finish line. He clocked in at 19.52 seconds, which was just a tad slower than his world-leading semifinal time of 19.51 seconds, but it was still enough to grab the gold and show that he knows how to perform at the right moment, even with a season full of injuries that kept him from getting ready. Lyles still showed off his signature speed and strong mindset, making him one of just two athletes alongside Bolt to snag 4 world titles in the 200m. Oh, and the American fans, their reactions say it all. Social media is flooded with nothing but cheers for Noah Lyles. Sprinting is a sport that both Americans and Jamaicans really take seriously. This rivalry has been around for quite a while, and with Noah Lyles and Kenny Bednarek clinching the top 2 spots at such a high level, American fans were absolutely thrilled about it. A fan pointed out, America owned the podium, but respect to level Jamaica still refuses to leave sprinting conversations. Brian Lovell's bronze medal 19.664s ensured Jamaica maintained its presence on the podium, continuing a legacy that includes legends like Usain Bolt. Jamaica's sprinting prowess was further demonstrated elsewhere at the championships, such as hurdlers Orlando Bennett and Tyler Mason winning silver and bronze in the 110m hurdles, and Shareka Jackson securing bronze in the women's 200-meter. This comment directed at Lyles critics said, "Yes, sir." Doubters silenced. Similarly, another fan chimed in saying, "Noah, a hater. Worst nightmare." Indeed, critics questioned his ability to retain his 200 meter title, especially against rising stars like LZL Tobago, who beat him last year in Paris. However, whatever transpired in Tokyo was quite different than last year. Well, the American didn't catch CO19 and was healthy to race, and with Tobago's performance that already took a dip this season as he dealt with injuries, it opened the door for others to step up for his competitors and make their mark. It's surprising that even after Tobago ran a 19.65, it still wasn't enough to snag a medal. So, this fan really threw some shade at the critics, saying, "You're an idiot if you thought he wasn't going to win. The competition was super close." But this comment is all about celebrating national pride. As it says, America won. To 2 punch. Noah Lyles him. Noah Lyles, when really cemented his legendary status in the 200m as he joins an elite group of sprinters with his 4th straight world title. This one also sends a strong message to the doubters and shows just how resilient and top-notch the performance was. The Tokyo World Championships became a defining stage for American sprinting when the men's 200-meter final concluded. The scoreboard painted a picture that stirred pride in some and controversy in others. Noah Lyles and Kenny Bednarek, the U.S. duo, standing tall with medals draped across their necks. Headlines screamed, "America owned the podium." Yet behind the celebration, the track community found itself deeply divided. The triumph, Noah Lyles, charismatic and relentless, claimed the crown with a blazing performance that reminded the world why he remains the face of American sprinting. His raw emotion, arms stretched wide, screaming into the Tokyo night, captured the sheer relief of delivering when it mattered most. Kenny Bednarek, steady and calculated, followed close behind, ensuring the stars and stripes claimed 2 podium spots in the event long dominated by Jamaicans and rising African stars. For U.S. fans, it was vindication. After years of waiting for dominance on the global stage, this was proof of a resurgence. "We're back," one American commentator shouted. Social media buzzed with celebrations. Hashtags like #USA on top flooding timelines. The division. Yet, not everyone was convinced. Some international voices bristled at the phrase "on the podium." Jamaican supporters argued that Oblique, Seville and Keishane Thompson, while not medaling in this race, still pose threats in the 100m and relays. African fans, particularly from Botswana, insisted LZL Tobago was the future and that the American celebration was premature. Others in the track community felt the tone was dismissive of the sport's global balance. "No one owns the podium forever," a European coach remarked. "The moment you believe it, you've already lost your edge." The rivalries intensify. For Ly, the victory reaffirmed his supremacy in the 200m, but it also painted a target on his back. Rivals like Tobago and Bednarek himself now study his every move, plotting ways to close the gap. Bednarek, silver while a triumph reignited questions. Is he destined to live in Lyles' shadow, or can he break through as the USA's next sprint king? Meanwhile, fans began to split into camps. Some championed the unity of 2 Americans ruling the stage, while others fueled debates over whether the rivalry between the pair was healthy or destined to fracture under pressure. Defining moment for U.S. sprinting. Regardless of the noise, the image of Lyles and Bednarek sharing the podium remains powerful. 2 American sprinters, 2 medals, 1 statement, and the track community, divided or not, cannot deny the impact of their victory. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share. Till next time.